If you have a VPN installed on your phone or your PC right now, you should probably listen to what I have to say. You bought that VPN because you want privacy. You probably want to, for example, bypass your school's web filter. You probably want to secure your connection at a public place like a Starbucks, for example. Or you just didn't want your ISP or your internet service provider tracking every single website you visit. So by intentionally hiding your IP address, you are inadvertently triggering a massive classified legal loophole that strips away your Fourth Amendment constitutional rights and allows agencies like the NSA, for example, to intercept, record, and store your private data without a warrant. This is not like a conspiracy theory, like this is an actual terrifying documented reality that 6 US senators just exposed in a public letter. So to understand exactly how you're being tracked right now, or you might be tracked right now, you have to understand a piece of legislation called FISA Section 702. So FISA stands for the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act. The entire purpose of this law is to allow the American intelligence community, so agencies like the NSA, the CIA, and also the FBI, to spy on foreign adversaries without having to go to a judge and ask for a warrant. So if you are a US citizen on US soil, you are protected by the whole Fourth Amendment. The government cannot legally intercept your text messages, your search history, or your emails without proving probable cause to a judge. But if you are a foreign citizen outside of the US, you have zero constitutional rights, and the NSA can have their fun with your data. That sounds fine on paper, right? But here's where the trap closes on you. So on March 26th, Senator Ron Wyden and 5 other lawmakers pretty much sent a brutal 3-page letter directly to the Director of National Intelligence in the US government. So in this letter, they exposed the exact targeting procedures the NSA uses when they intercept internet traffic. So according to the government's own declassified rules, if the NSA intercepts a data packet and they cannot determine the physical location of the user, that user is legally presumed to be a non-United States person. So let me repeat that because it's the most terrifying aspect in this entire intelligence community. So if they don't know where you are, they legally assume you are a foreigner. So now think about what a VPN actually does. A VPN literally masks your real IP address and it routes your traffic through an encrypted server, maybe in Amsterdam, Tokyo, Singapore, or maybe just across the country. The entire selling point of NordVPN, ExpressVPN, all the other VPNs, the whole point that your location is entirely hidden. So the moment you click to connect on your VPN, your location obviously becomes unknown. And the exact second your location becomes unknown, the NSA's automated system, they legally categorize you as a foreign, as a foreigner. So you just paid $5 a month to potentially revoke your own Fourth Amendment rights according to this one legal loophole. Kinda crazy. But this is where the situation moves from a legal loophole into an absolute federal hypocrisy pretty much. So the government knows exactly what they're doing. The intelligence community, they're not stupid. They know that millions of American citizens and people just use VPNs. They know you aren't a foreign spy. They know you're just probably doing something normal, I don't know, try to play a game without getting maybe packet loss, or a college student trying to torrent a textbook, just normal stuff with VPNs. But the government also actively encourages you to literally use a VPN. If you go to the official website of the Cybersecurity and also Infrastructure Security Agency, which for your information is a branch of the Homeland Security, they have an official notice telling Americans to use VPNs in public. The FBI literally puts out public service announcements telling you that if you want to connect to hotel Wi-Fi or airport Wi-Fi, you should use a VPN to protect yourself from hackers. That's basic sense. And even the DOD and other even the FTC, they recommend VPNs. Do you see the hypocrisy here? The public facing branches of the United States government are actively instructing people to use a VPN to protect your privacy. But then the shadow facing branches of the exact same government is using this specific disguise as the legal justification to spy on you without a warrant. Now you might be thinking, well, who cares? My VPN is encrypted. Even if the NSA targets me, they can't exactly see what I'm doing. But this is exactly what the VPN companies they want you to believe. Like obviously they spend like millions of bucks on YouTube sponsorships and ads telling you that their military grade encryption makes you like a digital ghost. But the senator's letter like exposed the physical reality of like how server infrastructure actually like operates. And it kind of shatters like that marketing illusion. So when you connect to a commercial like VPN server, like obviously you are not the only person on that server. Like a single node will typically used by hundreds, if not probably thousands of users concurrently, like from all around the world. All of your internet traffic is pretty much mashed together, and it all appears to be coming from like the exact same IP address. But because of Section 702, the NSA doesn't need to try and crack your individual like phone's encryptions. Like they just target the VPN servers itself. If a server in Frankfurt, Germany has 5,000 people like connected to it, pretty much the NSA can use warrantless surveillance to sweep up the entire like data stream of that server. And because the data is, all together, and because everyone on that server has like a hidden location, the NSA has no legal obligation to like filter out the data of American citizens. Like they just vacuum up everything. This is what they call like incidental collection. Like they were legally aiming at the server, but oops, they just accidentally, collected the data of, a bunch of American citizens. Just a whoopsie daisy right there. So anyways, what is the actual play here? Like, do you just stop using a VPN and, just raw dog the internet on your own IP address? Well, probably not. But yeah, no, do not do that. Don't panic and don't uninstall your VPN. Like a VPN is still like a very vital tool for protecting yourself against like local threats, like, malicious ISPs and actual like, cyber criminals on public networks. Like your VPN still protects you from like, I don't know, the guy sitting across you at like Starbucks trying to hack you. Like, that's just one thing. It just doesn't protect you from the federal government right now. And the reason this intelligence letter, leaked right now is because we are like, sitting on like a massive ticking clock. So the law, like Section 702, the exact law that makes this warrantless spying like, possible, it's going to expire on April 20th. But the thing is that, like, Washington is in a panic right now over this, like, expiration. Like, people want, like, this law to get, like, renewed, like the intelligence community. Like, they want it to, blindly renew the law for, like, I think another 18 months. Like, they're claiming it's, vital for national security. But a massive coalition of lawmakers, privacy advocates, and organizations want to close this loophole. Like, they want the NSA to have a warrant before looking at the data of an American citizen, regardless of, if they're using a VPN or not. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens for April 20th. I believe there's like a new bill being like introduced to, try and like reform this, so that's pretty interesting. And I do want to like see some reform in this because, I live in the US, like I lived like my whole life, and like I really like this country, but I feel like, for privacy, like there's some issues. I feel like this is, one thing that can definitely be fixed here. So yeah, I'll see you next time.